Of seconds now. Hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are on this beautiful planet. Namaste to all of you. We are one, and especially with the outstanding team of World Wellness Weekend in India. I know some of you don't need introduction, but I will nonetheless introduce you, of course, because you deserve so many praises for sharing the vision and bringing in your determination, your persistence to spread the word about wellness for all in India, across the subcontinent, most populated country in the world. I mean, we have some ambassadors who take on some countries, and I will give no names because I don't want to offend anyone. And then you say, yeah, we'll take it to another level in India. We are welcoming today Reena Sheth, our most appreciated and revered ambassador in India for the country of India, and also overseeing Asia Pacific with so many contacts with associations and federations, including, of course, the Asia Pacific Spa and Wellness Coalition. We have Jyoti Gaglani, of course, as ambassador also in India, and Shweta, Parekh. So thank you, the three of you, for joining, for supporting, for being pedal to metal. I know things sometimes happen a little bit last minute in India, but not with you. You are taking it really with a strategy, with an organization. Can you please tell us about the big things that you are already seeing in movement and being implemented? And we'll start with you, Reena.
Hello, namaste. Thank you for having us today and really appreciate the last minute changes that you made for us. We've been planning the India World Wellness Weekend for a while now, and I'm happy to announce that we have got the support from really the movers and shakers in India. One of them being the Beautiful Hearts Fund, which was a fund created during the pandemic to help by salons in India, by salon owners to help the salons which were standalone and were shutting down and could not handle the pressures of the pandemic. This fund continues till date, and it supports all humanitarian causes as well as different activations all across the globe. They have been very kind in supporting, being the first supporter of the World Wellness Weekend. And through this, we are trying to bring in the whole narrative where salons are also healing spaces as much as spas are. And I think India is really changing the narrative globally. Uh, with respect to salons. So we have Tony and Guy salons, the Lux chain of salons, amongst many others that are going to participate. We have just started the registrations, and as you rightly said, India takes its own sweet time to register. But we have them on board in spirit, so we will see them soon on the webinar. So that is the Beautiful Hearts Fund. Then we have Madhav Bagh, which is illustrious for its yoga, naturopathy, and Ayurveda, with 350 centers across India. And they pioneer in diagnosing health-related conditions and eradicating them using only natural therapies. So we have Madhav Bagh with 350 locations across the country supporting the World Wellness Weekend. We also have the Beauty and Skill Council, which Shweta has been very instrumental in getting the support from. So that is the association of the beauty and wellness sector in India, which is going to help us through their training and their programs and to promote the World Wellness Weekend through whatever they do. And then we again have another illustrious institute called the D.Y. Patel Institute of Naturopathy and Ayurveda in Mumbai, Navi Mumbai. They are also amongst the topmost institutions in the country. So we have the support of these four so far. Apart from that, we have a great list of salons, spas. We have longevity studios this year. We have gyms. We have a club the first time that we have got a club, which is the Bombay Gymkhana, in support and participating this year in the World Wellness Weekend. We have wellness retreats and resorts from all over the country, including the most revered names in India, such as the Anandas and the Vanas. Um,
Reena, I'm just going to
yes.
stop you right here because there's so much to unpack. When you say the first club, you mean the first fitness club, not the first nightclub, correct?
Yes. They are heavily into promotion of sports and fitness. It's also a social club. So again, social wellness will come into play here. And again, for the very first time, we are bringing corporate wellness into the mix. So we are going to have the Aditya Birla Group participating. Uh,
I
the
have a very
detailed,
quick question. I have a very quick question to ask you, Reena, before we jump to Shweta and then to Joe.
yes,
Because you have been involved with the World Wellness Weekend almost since the beginning, as long as I can remember. You've been an ardent supporter, enthusiast in your previous position as spa director with a very well-known hotel brand that you may name if you wish so, and starting with your spa and then several, and then organizing coordinating activities, inspiring and empowering your colleagues in over 80 properties with remarkable activities. My question, although it seems long, it's very simple. So many times when we think of India, we think of Ayurveda. And
yes,
Ayurveda is extremely revered as a um, series of modalities. It's not just one technique, it's not just one massage. It's a series of modalities with movement, with treatment, with what you eat and how you breathe and how you move in your life. There are so many things that can be done. Sometimes people think Ayurveda is extremely traditional, as it should be, having been designed and described by the ancient Vedas thousands of years ago. But sometimes people think it's a little strict, it's a little dry, it's a little serious, it's a little boring, if I may say so. This is why I added this joke about nightclub, fitness club, because you have found ways with your teams previously in your previous position and now as the full-fledged country ambassador to make wellness appear as essential and codified so that it works and it's efficient, but also to make it fun, to make it palatable for the public. Can you give us a few ideas, a few examples of some serious, if you wish, examples and some more lighter examples for people to discover sometimes wellness on a lighter note and then to dive into a journey which requires efficiency?
sure. Ayurveda is traditionally considered as serious because it is very treatment oriented. It diagnoses a disease and then it helps to cure it. And it is a bit regimented. So I would call that a serious of wellness because you have to follow the therapies, you have to follow the dinacharya, which is a ritual, a routine which is created for that particular ailment. And then along with that, you have to do yoga, you have to do cleansing, you have to do your gut cleansing, anema, etc. So that is the serious part of wellness, but it really gets serious results as well. And then the fun parts are like the matcha parties that are going around all over the town. You can actually have the LED masks and sit in a sauna together with your friends and have social wellness, drinking matcha, having the nootropics, which are doing the rounds these days, Zumba parties, and a lot of social gatherings are now moving from drinking to wellness. So those I would call as fun activities. Water pilates, aqua aerobics, perky and chirpy activities are what I would call the fun part of wellness. And yoga, Ayurveda, etc., a little more serious because they are result oriented and not just instant gratification.
Thank you, thank you. I will get back to you a little later after we hear from
Yes.
Shweta and also from Joe, because I also would like to hear about your view, not just as the ambassador, not just as a professional, but soon as a soon to be published author, because you are also bringing in all your experience as a naturopath with special hacks. So, um, little spoiler alert for something great coming soon, but please stay on. Shweta,
Great.
you have also believed in Wellness Weekend for years and years, and we have been communicating. How do you see professionals in India reacting more positively, favorably to join this year? Because it is our ninth edition. India is one of the top 10 countries participating. But when we see that Italy has over 800 properties participating, Spain over 700 venues participating nationwide, Japan, and I'm just going to stop with the top three with over 530 venues. India, the most populated subcontinent, the country, I believe, with the largest number of millionaires and billionaires. And we have recently seen some photos of an amazing wedding by an amazing person. So when India does something, and I will never forget the videos from the tourism office of India a few years ago, incredible India. Please tell us how vision and determination need to walk hand in hand, because sometimes having the vision and telling people who have been doing what you are doing for all of their lives and doing it very well, maybe sometimes they don't see the purpose of what's in it for them to participate in a global planetary event this year in 190 countries, including India. So please tell us what has changed in the mentality or the reception of the people that you speak with. And please remind us what's in it for the hotels, the resorts, the spas, the Ayurvedic centers to join Wellness Weekend, especially in India.
A lot has changed over the years, and this year specifically, if we talk about it, I think we are seeing a whole space where people are stressed.
Shweta, could you speak
Yes,
a little
are you able to hear
louder?
me
Because
now?
I have
Is
an
that
issue hearing you.
all right?
So
Is that
maybe
better
your
now?
headset is working or not so much, and you need to speak much louder, or maybe you need to remove your headset.
Is that better now?
Is it better for you, Reena and Joe?
I can hear her, but it's really faint.
It is really faint. So
It,
we can
it
hear
is faint.
you, but it is really faint. And I know um, you are an important voice in India, and now we can only see a faint version
All
of your
right. I
important
hope
voice.
you guys
So
can hear me now.
maybe speak much louder or unplug the mic.
Okay. All right. I think this should be good enough now. No?
Let's go unplugged, like the best guitarist. When they do their best concerts, they're unplugged.
Is that all right?
Unfortunately not. I think you need to remove your headset.
In the meanwhile, maybe if you could speak to Joe and I can solve this technical issue.
Absolutely. Thank you.
That'll be lovely.
Joe,
Thank
same
you.
question to you. How do you see the difference in perception and participation in India with the people and the groups you speak with?
So, first of all, thank you, Jogi, for having us on the call. Thank you so much. And Namaste, India. Um, the difference that I see this year is that there is a huge movement towards wellness, which is no longer restricted to individuals. It seems to be more community-led activities, as Reena mentioned, that have come to the forefront. And that in itself is a big indication of the mass movement that can be mobilized through World Wellness Weekend. And that gives me a lot of happiness to see so many people wanting to be part of World Wellness Weekend and really raising awareness of wellness, not only in terms of physical wellness, but also in terms of mental wellness, also in terms of spiritual wellness. And we have different people taking part, leading events, People coming from all over the world to host events in India. That is the big shift that I have seen.
Thank you, Joe. When you talk about physical wellness and spiritual wellness, may I just confirm that there is no religious activity involved with Wellness Weekend? When you talk about spirituality, it's more connected with the words we usually use with spine wellness, which is mind, body, spirit, mind, body, mood. Whatever activity that helps us be connected to something bigger, not necessarily with religion, but having a deeper connection with self, with others, with nature, and what is above. Is this correct?
That is correct. So, spirituality is not a religion that I'm talking about. It is about actually food for the soul, whatever that might be.
And I believe we need this more than ever because with the five pillars of wellness, you may be able to sleep well. Well, then lucky you, because 1 billion people, 60% of the global population says they don't sleep enough or they don't sleep well enough. And 1 billion people is estimated to have sleep apnea, which is going to lead eventually, if not treated, to cognitive degeneration. So you may sleep well, you may have great food, but I think we can always improve with plant-based, decide to choose the size of the meal, the colors of and the seasonality of the ingredients. And especially, it's not just about how we look, how fit or slim we look. It's how we decide to also feed our brain and our gut brain axis, our microbiome. So you maybe sleep well, you may be eating well, or we can always do that better. You may be exercising often, or you want to do this better to have more vitality, more serenity with mindfulness. We can have all of this, but then there is sense of purpose and solidarity. And I believe out of the five fingers, this one may be the smallest. But if we have everything about me, my sleep, my food, my exercise, my serenity, if I do not feel connected with others, with the community, and maybe with something bigger, and if I do not believe I contribute to something, especially, and if you can simply explain, that will be my last question, Joe, because sometimes I have the feeling that supporting World Wellness Weekend is a logical thing for professionals in tourism, in hospitality, in spa, wellness, fitness, to reach a bigger audience than what they can do simply with their spa, with their business. Becoming a coordinator, becoming an ambassador of the World Wellness Weekend on year 2, it creates connections with groups, with local officials, with institutions like the Beautiful Hearts. So it elevates the debate. So for people who want to contribute, it's a great opportunity. But also, I have the feeling that we all work in silos in our businesses, in our spas, in our businesses, wherever they are. And business can be a vehicle for consciousness. Yes, you want to be profitable. Yes, you want to have as many clients as possible without deteriorating quality. Yes, you want to do well and also do good. My question, because this is something I believe we can all learn from, Joe, and then we will speak and hear, I hope, the loud voice of Shweta in India and in the world. Dharma and believing that we do things in life to get to go ahead, and also we have a purpose in life. Can you remind us what Dharma is for you in a few words? I know it can be a dissertation and it can be a conference in itself, but how do you connect maybe the sense of purpose, Dharma, and World Wellness Weekend?
So, dharma basically means what you're going to do in your life where you believe what is right and what is wrong. And dharma also leads very nicely into karma. What you do, you get back. So, um, and then that comes to the sense of purpose in life. So, you have to have a purpose that gets you out of bed every day, whatever that might be. Maybe it's your business at a certain age. Maybe it is giving back to society at a different age. But there has to be something that is drawing you to get up and do some good. So that I think many years ago we used to talk a lot about work-life balance, but to me it is also about doing what needs to be done with the best intention in your heart.
Thank you. I totally agree. We are one. Namaste. When you are in this place of truth and light and love, and we are on this call with Reena and Shweta and all the people listening, also in this place of light and love and truth, then we are one. And yes, Dharma, karma, definitely connected. So sometimes when people ask, and we will hear more from Shweta about this question that I asked you a few minutes ago, when people say, okay, World Wellness Weekend, not super easy to say in some countries. And I know that French people think that it's really a tongue twister. World Wellness Weekend. And we have so many interviews on TV with people from Spain and others. So it is World Wellness Weekend. And sometimes they say, okay, 155 countries last year, 190 countries this year. Okay, 167 venues participating on year one in 2017 and over 9,300 last year and way over 10,000 this year. They always ask, but what's in it for me? Shweta, what do you usually answer to people running a spa, running a fitness club, saying, what's in it for me to join and do something with one class, one free fitness class, yoga session, guided relaxation? Why would I do something for free? Joe gave us the big picture with Dharma and contributing. What is your answer, Shweta?
Can you hear me? Is it any better
Unfortunately,
now?
I believe your headset does not work. Maybe the setting is not correct, so you need to unplug, remove the plug, and speak directly if you can with the
Are you able
microphone
to
from
hear
your
me now?
computer.
Are you able to hear me now?
We can hear
Much
you
better.
much better, but please speak louder.
Hold on 1 minute, please.
Go ahead, Shweta. You can start speaking. We can hear you better.
Is that any better? Is that any
Th-
better now?
This is much better. Thank you.
Lovely, lovely. Finally. So to address that really, when I've been talking to people, the first response, and I've been mainly talking to salons, right? So the first response says, oh, but we are a salon. So what is it that we will offer? And the communication invariably ends up with salons are spaces where the consumer comes and has an emotional connect because the salon makes you feel good, whether it is hair, whether it's your that you're doing, it is a space of wellness. So it's high time that we move from just beauty to the emotional wellness that the salons are already providing. And that's exactly the conversation that has been going on with many salon owners. We've spoken, and they understand that now the time is right, especially if we look at it this year with the way the year has been going. 2025 has had its up and down. And all the more there is a requirement for people to find a connect to wellness, even if it is through the salons and through the beauty that they are offering. So more and more people are aligning their services and their offerings to the wellness space now through the
I
salons.
totally
This is the
agree.
main change I see.
Yeah, I totally agree. I'm going to give a little additional comment on
Mhm.
this, and maybe you may want to add something, and then we'll turn back to Reena, who is also speaking with a lot of hotel
Okay.
groups. And when I heard earlier when you told about Taj Hotels with the J Wellness Circle, the Four Seasons, the Hyatt, uh, CGH Earth, of course, Tony and Guy, Megawi Wellness, and so many more. So we will get back to you, Reena, and we will talk about the book, of course. But one thing that I can clearly see in what you say, Shweta, is that wellness can be seen as things that people have to do to be well, to live
Very
long. And then if you
true.
look at it as something you have to do, like you have to drink more water, you have to take the stairs and not the elevator, you have to get to bed at a certain time, or you have to do your sun salutations in the morning. If we have to, then it can become a little bit incumbent and boring. And actually, wellness is something that should make you feel great, especially feeling the rush of endorphins and serotonin and oxytocin, because it feels great to be well. And it's true that over the past 8 years that we have been growing, we started with spas, hotels with spas, resorts, fitness clubs are now the most are now the biggest part of the venues participating, fitness clubs, yoga studios, outdoor activities. And it was easy for them to understand what they do and how they do it. But salons, hair salons, we have beauty salons. We call them beauty salons and beauty institutes, but hair salons, never. And when Reena mentioned the Beautiful Hearts support with 150 beauty hair salons in India, and Tony and Guy, which is a iconic brand well known around the world participating, I could immediately see the connection between going to a hair salon, not just for a haircut, but in September to enter a hair salon that is now perceived as a wellness place because you will be reconnected to yourself and maybe you will discover another dimension of yourself with a new haircut, maybe with a new color, maybe with a new movement. Why don't you try to discover another, not version of yourself, or maybe the best version of yourself, or a better version, but another personality, expression? Tell me more about who you are. And then together, let's decide something. Let me show you a few ideas. And when you decide, and don't worry, it's going to grow back. You can always make it more curly or more straight. You can always go back to your original color, but it is September. Summer is behind us. We're moving into, especially in India, a cooler season. And maybe it's an opportunity for you to rediscover yourself and maybe your colleagues, maybe your family. Let's do something safe, not too crazy, but let's do something different. And then that person walking out of Tony and Guy or the many hair salons in India and around the world with a smile from ear to ear, looking at himself or herself, going back to the office or the family, and people opening their eyes and saying, "My God, you've changed. You're beautiful. You're radiant." This is a great opportunity for then that person to be the best brand ambassador and say, "You know what? For years I wanted to try it, never dared. Today I felt safe and I trusted the person. Where did you go?" Then you give the name of the place you go. Then you refer other people. And especially for any hair salon, and I'll stop speaking after this, and I'd like to hear you maybe with more ideas, Shweta, and then we'll pass on the baton to Reena. Never participate in World Wellness Weekend only to give something free. Give an educational experience, a group. It's not about giving free haircuts. It's about bringing people in hair salons and giving them a workshop about a head massage, neck massage, shoulder massage, and seeing the different options of haircuts. It's about maybe discovering, as you said so eloquently, Reena, a face yoga or a face gym and understanding the many names of the many muscles that you have. You don't have muscles to smile and to eat and to frown and to cry. You have muscles you can activate on a regular basis. You don't have to do it every day because then maybe this is too much. But if you do it regularly, it's better than having never done it at all. So let's do faces together. Let's use our phone and let's post them on Instagram because it is face gym and face yoga. And it may look strange, but it's great and you can share this. And at the end of the workshop, well, this is only a post-it, but maybe there could be a QR code on it. Maybe there could be a bounce back offer. Maybe there should be an irresistible offer for you, Shweta, to come back. You told me about your friend Reena and Joe. You told me how busy they are. Maybe they would like to join again. And if there's 2 or 3 of you, we have an irresistible offer because the 3 of you come in. You don't see each other because there is a blinder between you. We speak with you, and when it's done, the blinders go down and you rediscover each other with new haircuts. Would that be fun to start September? This is, I believe, something that can be a national campaign, but that's only my suggestions. What do you see as the potential for hair salons, beauty salons, Ayurvedic centers to participate in World Wellness Week in Shweta?
So I think that the salons you've given fantastic ideas. So I will not try and give out any more over there. I will go into the other two, which is the beauty salon and the Ayurveda centers. I think beauty salons also can utilize this opportunity to bring in their clientele and to share with them education and knowledge. Because normally a client will walk in and say, okay, this is what I normally do, and just let's get done with it. But never do the salons or the consumers spend the time to understand that their skin, if they're working on, if we're talking of beauty or skin or nails, these are live structures, right? When you're talking about your skin, you want to understand what you're putting through. So if the opportunity in September can be utilized to organize such sessions so that you can bond closer with your consumer, they can trust you much more. So then there are no reasons for them to move to the next door salon. They will come back to you. So,
I agree.
with the kind of with the kind of payback that we were talking about, maybe you have some special offers they could at the end, maybe they want to take it up. So it works out really, really well for the salon to provide a service or provide a space where they are not trying to promote any service, but they're promoting knowledge. They're promoting a bond with their consumer.
I totally agree, Shweta,
And I think
we're,
it is very, very much.
yes, and we're going to give the mic to Reena in a second. Totally agreed. And to really summarize it very short, we are in the age of artificial intelligence. And there are so many things we can ask to AI, ChatGPT, Perplexity, and so many others. And now we receive AI generated emails, we see AI generated posts on social media. And my wife was on the call today with a voice generated activated system, clearly pretending to be a human, but asking robotic questions. And it's very frustrating. And we all agree it's always better to speak to a human being. So, in the age of artificial intelligence, I believe it is our utmost priority as experience givers, experience makers, um, in whatever we do, hair salons, beauty salons, Ayurvedic centers, to focus on emotional intelligence and to create a connection, an emotion, not a sentimental emotion, but an emotional response from the person who's going to say, thank you for seeing me. Thank you for asking me how I am, how I'm feeling, how do I want to feel with this new haircut or this new massage or this new treatment, and for guiding me, for um, elevating my understanding about my own skin, about my own hair, about what I can do to make it look and feel better. So it is absolutely essential. Reena, back to you. Any other key message you would like to share with people listening so that they understand what's in it for them to participate in World Wellness Weekend, what they can benefit from as a professional and as a business? If you can unmute yourself, Reena. Reena, if you can unmute yourself.
Yes.
There you are.
Am I audible?
Yes, you
Yeah,
are.
yeah.
Okay. Can I get that question again?
Of course, it's the same question that I asked to Shweta after what I suggested and what she said. What what's in it for the venues that you are speaking with, the hotel groups, the groups of hair salons, when they say, what's in it for me? Why should I participate? Joe said, you can do well, you can do well and do good, and it's also called Dharma. And Shweta said it's all about the education and growing your connection with your clients. And I suggested bounce back offers so that you can bring friends. And on this note, I will never forget going to Dubai to a place called Nikki Beach. And when I arrived in Nikki Beach, where everything is in white, and I say this because you're dressed in white, Reena, and it's all about having fun. It's all about having a party. When you get to the reception, there is a sign that tells you only tell your best friends. You don't need to tell the whole world. We don't want to have the whole world. We just want people like you, people who understand who we are, what we do, and we want to see more of you being happy. So it's all about having them join the activity, learn through the experience, a guided experience with one member of the team, speaking to five, speaking to 10, speaking to more, depending on the size of the place, and then encouraging them to come back because now an emotional connection has been created. What other benefits do you see or do you share with the people who are sometimes hesitant or resistant in participating in a global event in 190 countries that generated last year 39 million views with over 800 publications on TV, radio, newspapers, and web?
Having been on the other side, I have seen the tangible results of doing these activities. So I usually promote it saying that if nothing else, at least you will have your customer happy that day. Your team will be happy if you're planning a team activity. And if you're doing it for the community, obviously you're building a goodwill with the community and seeing happy faces. So I think that's the biggest takeaway that venues can have on participating in the World Wellness Weekend.
I agree, Rina. One more question for you because Joe earlier on said very accurately that one of the biggest changes in the perception of World Wellness Weekend in India, and I see it also around the world, is that it's not just wellness for those who pay, the clients, it's also wellness for the colleagues and for the underserved community.
Yes.
And this gives a very strong sense of purpose, a very strong sense of belonging to teams. And we have it's not a pandemic, but we have a crisis on our hands as business owners and managers, which is always to try to attract and elevate and retain talented, motivated people. And we have seen over the years, statistics show it, common sense shows it, that people who feel they belong, that they are seen, respected, appreciated, and that there is, as I believe one of you said, the life work balance or life work harmony. Now, for the new generation, it's not work-life balance, it's life work. Life first and some work. How have you seen it implemented at Taj Hotels with J Wellness Circles so that teams were no longer just required to host a yoga or a guided relaxation or a fitness session for clients who pay to be at those beautiful properties, but also for themselves and also going to hospitals as we have seen, thanks to you and your teams, to organize yoga session and breathing sessions for doctors and nurses in a nearby hospital.
So we always put all these three stakeholders in consideration, and of course, guests always come first in hospitality. But we know that if we take care of our teams, then automatically the guests will be taken care of. So we always have managed to plan activities for our teams in whichever manner we can and in whatever capacity we can apart from the World Wellness Weekend as well. But specifically on the World Wellness Weekend, we would make sure that we would pull them out from their daily routine for those 60 minutes and make them have fun. So last year we had organized a laughter yoga session for our teams at the Taj Mahal Palace. That really rejuvenated them, and automatically they were different with the guests after that session. even when they go out to hospitals or they go out to orphanages and do activities for them, they come back with a certain sense of satisfaction and happiness, which is way beyond what their job brings us. So it just makes you feel whole as a person. And what Joe was earlier talking about karma, I think going out to communities and helping them out and doing sessions for them is a big part of karma yoga, which ultimately brings wellness to all.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We have about 10 more minutes. I would like to come back to you, Joe, and then to you, Shweta. And Joe, um, do you feel that the possibility that World Wellness Weekend is giving to properties not just to participate with one activity, just one, a fitness class, a yoga session, a guided relaxation, a face yoga experience at a hair salon, and then to offer as many irresistible offers as they want, maybe special irresistible offers on treatments and haircuts or products with 10, 15, 20%, or more time with treatments, or maybe a haircut with a mask before. There are so many things that can be done with just one free activity that can be organized um, to support the United Nations and especially good health and well-being for all. Can you explain to us, Joe, what are the requirements for people to earn a badge as a wellness champion with 3 activities and as a wellness hero with 5 activities?
So if a spa or a wellness retreat or a client wants to be a champion uh, with the 3 activities,
Yes,
so they have to do a free event for their customers, 60 minute, a free event for their team, their employees, 60 minutes, and one 60-minute activity for the community.
absolutely. Absolutely. And the great thing is that by doing 3 inclusive and free activities. It can be 3 on one day if it's easy for them. It can be 1 on Friday, 1 on Saturday, 1 on Sunday. If they are strategic about it, then maybe one activity can be to attract people who think wellness is about getting very active and fitness and sweating it out. Maybe. Maybe they'll have another activity for people who think that wellness is about caring for yourself, maybe yoga nidra, maybe yin yoga, maybe something soft, maybe something nourishing more than vitality. We have Ashtanga yoga, we have power yoga, and we have more restorative activities. And maybe one can be more towards couples, can be more about families. So these 3 activities can be an opportunity to say, you can join us for this or that or that. I have seen, and this is, I think, a good best practice also to share. I have seen some properties with Sofitel which decided to organize 3 activities, all free, and invite people to join one. Yes, we will have a fitness session, we will have a yoga session, and yes, we will have a guided relaxation. Which one, Shweta, would you like to participate in? Because you can choose one. Or you can choose to stay with us for the whole half day and enjoy also a light lunch, plant-based. But then if you want to stay for the lunch and attend the 3 sessions, it's only the equivalent of 10 or 15 dollars or euros. Because we understand that the activities are free, but the lunch you need to pay for. And then when people realize half a day at a Sofitel in Mauritius is 15 euros, of course, for the meal and for the 3 activities and access to the pool and the sauna, this is fantastic. So there's an opportunity again for businesses to say, what's in it for me? Well, you support you support the United Nations, you attract new clients, new types of clients, and if you're smart, you also include a whole package or something else that people can pay for on top to enhance their experience. And this will make you a champion. And then if you add an activity for your team, just one, to give them a big thumbs up, and if you do something for the local community, like Reena said, going to a hospital with the approval of the hospital, you don't show up at an hospital and say, "Hello, I'm here for the yoga class." Who are you? It's World Wellness Weekend. I'm here to offer 1 hour of my man, please, with all due respect, make a booking, speak with HR, and then let's do it. And there is still time to do it. Or to reach out to schools and then to show them not necessarily yoga on a mat and in yoga outfit, but chair yoga and how to stretch and flex and have something. So sharing also tips of self-care, self-appreciation, self-love to kids who sometimes are truly turning to their digital phone for appreciation and support. This is something. And the last thing that I'll say, Joe, to add to what you said, it's the cleanup. There are going to be so many cleanups around the world in partnership with World Cleanup Day in 108 and 90 countries. And we, with World Wellness Weekend, support any person, any venue to join an existing cleanup that anyone can find on the website of World Cleanup Day and also on wellmap.org, our website. On every country, you will be able to see the local cleanup or in your city, or they can join, or they can organize one with their friends and take photos and post and clean up a beach, a park, one or two streets in their neighborhood and do something. And I think this is a great opportunity to bring your kids, to bring teenagers, maybe moody teenagers who don't want to go out. It's not that hot as in right now with the summer. It will be cooler in September, and it's really about sorting out things. And when I take my nephew and my niece, and they are now 13 and 10, I'm taking them and I'd say, let's go find treasures. Does this count as a treasure? A straw? Does this count as a treasure? A pack? Or we don't pick up handkerchiefs where people sneeze or whatever, but cans and papers and things with gloves, then they can definitely do that. Shweta, something else you would like to add? I'm conscious of time. Maybe a few words, and then we will hear again from Joe, and final words to Reena, who may tell us a little more also about the book. Shweta, Joe,
Absolutely.
Reena, final words.
Absolutely. I think we're seeing more and more people getting engaged with the thought of wellness this year. And the other aspect we are trying, like I mentioned earlier as well, it is about educating or sharing the knowledge. So, which is where we've also approached the skill in through and we hope we can catch them young and instill these values in them so that they can carry it forward in their lives.
Thank you.
And I think that is what pretty much attracts me to this. And we hope that we can do a good job of it.
Thank you.
I would like to definitely thank you
I think I was not lying when I said
for
you have a
bringing
loud
this
voice.
platform
It
over.
was just the mic that unfortunately was tempering it, but now we can hear you loud and clear and we can feel this enthusiasm and passion. Joe, what are your final words about this? And maybe would you like you or Reena to tell us more about the media support that you are gathering? Because it's not just you speaking and us being on social media right now. It's also a lot of magazines supporting. So maybe you speak about this or Reena speaks about this, and then you also say your final words, Joe.
So I'll say my final words and I will let Reena do the honors for the media. What I would like to say is that wellness is not just a pause in your life on a weekend. It is something that you have to carry on a regular basis, as you mentioned, Jogi. And it's something that you have to put into practice. It's the same way like you eat food, you do need to have wellness as a part of your life.
Agreed. And then you can be the best friends you can hope for to support you. I will never forget a beautiful phrase that I think comes from one of the Vedas or something that I've heard in Hindi, which is um, may you take care of your body so that your soul may want to live in it for as long as possible.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Beautiful.
And I remember earlier on, you were talking about Dharma and having a cause and waking up in the morning, having something to get you out of bed. I believe some people wake up with an alarm clock and others wake up to a calling. And when you have a calling, there's a big chance you will wake up just before a few minutes before your alarm clock because you know there is something you can contribute. You can contribute to. There's a beautiful poem from an American author called Walt Whitman, and he said in Leaves of Grass, "What good amid these? Oh me, oh life, the question, so sad recurring." And the answer came that life exists, an identity, that the powerful play goes on, and you may contribute a verse. If we look at the history of the world, if we look at the thousands of years before us, and I hope the thousands of years ahead of us, so many smart people that we are sitting on the shoulders of. The things we can do is because we have been brought up by people, educated, inspired by others, and as people, if we can hope to lead other, inspire, empower others, that's great. And then maybe we can add one verse to a huge book that has already been written, that continues to be written every day, and that we can contribute to. So thank you, Joe and Shweta, for your enthusiasm. And it's not just about being excited one day and saying, oh, I'll be an ambassador for World Wellness Weekend, and that's it. It's perseverance, it's determination, it's making sure that every day or every week there's someone else you speak with and that you share that passion. Reena, the last word or last words are for you. Can you tell us more about the media support you are gathering around you so that it's not just you encouraging people to talk about themselves on social media, it's also a support group of powerful media and journalists who are wanting to spread the word out?
Absolutely. So we have Style Speak magazine on board, which I specifically did contact because this year we are having a lot of salon participation. The Style Speak magazine speaks directly to the salon community. So they have been one of the pioneer magazines in this industry in India. So they have very kindly lent us their support. And we obviously have Professional Beauty India, which is also a huge support for the salon industry. Apart from that, we will have Global Spa India carrying our press release, etc. And we are trying Times of India as well. And we are speaking to a couple of radio partners. So hopefully in August, we will be able to partner with all of them. But in the meanwhile, the confirmed media partners are Style Speak and Professional Beauty India. Global Spa India, Times of India, etc. will be carrying World Wellness Weekend in September. But the other two have already started carrying articles. So that is a
And,
bit about the media support.
and I can also remember Harini, who a few months ago supported Wellness Weekend with Luxury Wellness also. And I hope maybe she can do some kind of a recap because when I look at the list of the beautiful hotels that are participating, you mentioned Taj Hotels, Four Seasons, Hyatt. I know a lot of Marriott hotels also are participating. Very, very big. I think for a few years, Taj Hotels were the most active hotel group in the world under your stewardship um, um, and also with Sushmita Sarangi, the two of you encouraging your teams, being the most active group, until Marriott decided last year to have 143 of their hotels. And this year, I know that in Asia alone, there's going to be 100 hotels, some Westins, some Ritz-Carlton, some Address. So there's a lot of beautiful hotels, and I'm thinking that Luxury Wellness as a magazine and others may want to have amazing photos of groups and teams being engaged and possibly teams also from these beautiful properties engaged with local community. But I did mention earlier as a teaser or as a spoiler alert that Reena, you are not just a fantastic or were spa director for many years of award-winning properties, also now a consultant, an advisor, and writing a book about biohacks. Can you tell us more about this and what prompted you to find the time to write so many tips for people?
So, as you know, it started with the World Wellness Weekend last year. In April, we were discussing about what we can do for the World Wellness Weekend and what we can do differently. And that's when I told you that I enjoy writing. And that sparked the idea of actually writing a book with the 5 pillars of wellness. And being a naturopath, I wanted those 5 pillars of wellness addressed in a holistic manner with nature cure. So that's when I started writing about it. And then biohacking became a natural part of it because while people are going for red light and cryo, etc., biohacking has always been a part of wellness through nature. So being in sunlight is the most natural form of red light and ultraviolet and the infrared, etc. So I have tried to put in small bite-sized advice of how people can do biohacking using nature and really, really small, easy hacks so wellness can become fun. So that's what the book is all about, and it rests on the 5 pillars of wellness.
This is exciting news. May I ask you to finish with the wealthy, maybe because with World Wellness Weekend, 3 Ws, taking place every year on the third weekend of September, we have a sign. We don't print paddles because it's paper, it's cardboard, it's ink, and we don't need to spend money on all of this. We can use our hands and we can have a victory of the mind and a victory of the body. And when body and mind are connected and intertwined, then we have a W for wellness. World Wellness Weekend from the heart to the world. So I'm going to count to 3 and we're going to have a wealthy. If you can keep your hands, please keep your hands and I'm going to take a quick photo. 1, 2, 3. All right. Thank you so very much. Namaste to all of you.
Thank
So,
you.
so
Namaste.
grateful
Thank you
for
so
everything
much.
you have been doing and you're doing right now. We have 50 more days until September 19, 20, and 21st. Let's make the most of it. And really, from the bottom of my heart, super grateful that I was able to join you today for this inaugural first panel that, and I know there will be more that you will be hosting on your end. And this video will be available on the brand new YouTube page of World Wellness Weekend India, where there will be so many advice and tips from experts and professionals. This is the first one, and I was really feeling privileged to join you, 3 powerful ladies today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
so
much,
much.
Jyoti.
Namaste.
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 Boom.
I am now stopping the recording on the social media.